Welcome everyone to the Ballinesian podcast, Week 16 Christmas episode. As always, sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel. Check them out, www.livasaislandapparel.com. I am Lance Falatongo.
Rainbow! Yo, if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, fuck you! Yo, man. Uh,
The Raiders beat the
man.
Chiefs
You
in
know, I,
Kansas City.
I got some good. I got some good gifts. I got a little squishy thing. I don't know if people know what squishies are, but my niece gave me a squishy for Christmas. I got a blanket. I got a $25 gift from McDonald's. But you know what topped it off? A win from the Raiders, man. Raiders! Yo, if AP is not the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders next season, I don't know what I'm living for. I don't know what they're doing in Vegas. Man,
You
what a
think
great win.
Antonio Pierce inspires them? He should be the coach moving forward. Pick the team, get
Look,
everybody trained up.
I'm all for these new age coaches, like Mike McDonald. I love Mike McDonald or McDaniel. Sorry, Mike McDaniel's, McVay. Play callers. All these play callers. Like, love seeing it. Love seeing it. But Antonio Pierce is a throwback guy, man. No nonsense. I mean, you're gonna hear me say some things that people already said, but he's a no nonsense guy. He's hard nosed, hard ass coach but he's one of those guys that you want to play for. Like, when he talks, you listen, and when he inspires, you want to just run through a wall for the guy. And you saw it today. You saw how much he cares about not just the players but the organization when they were asking him
Oh
the
man,
post game
yeah.
interview, and he started to get emotional, and you could just tell, and he didn't mention himself. What he was talking about was, he honestly said his coordinators he was talking about. He talked about his Patrick Graham, Bo, just guys that are helping him make the Raiders better. The organization, he loves his guys, and I think that's what you want as a head coach. He doesn't quite he doesn't do X's and O's for the offense, of course, because he's a defensive coach. But you know that he knows things on defense. He was a great player. Uh, but again, that's what your coordinator is there for. You know what I mean? To make those plans, to plan those things out, to scheme out things. And your head coach should be the guy that pushes everybody to win. And we saw it today. I know there's a lot of people that are going to say the Chiefs are a little off, or they didn't have some starters in. Patrick Mahomes, this and that. The O line, no, they lost. They lost. Of course, also they lost last week too to Green Bay. Was it last week? 2 weeks ago.
I'm not
Anyway,
sure.
they did lose a game to Green Bay, and people are like, "Well, you guys beat Green Bay. Okay, then we should have won this game," and we did. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh man, yeah. The Chiefs are now what 9-6.
9-6. Uh, if they lose their next two games and the Raiders win their next two games, it puts the Raiders at first in the AFC West.
That's crazy. You guys could win the AFC West. You just need the Chiefs to lose to the Bengals, and then in LA to the Chargers, and then you guys have the Broncos ahead of you, but you play the Broncos next, right? And then or you
Right,
play
we
the
play the
Colts
Broncos
and
next,
then the
Colts
Broncos.
next, and then the Broncos.
So if you
The
win both of
Broncos,
those games, you will be tied,
yeah,
but have the tiebreaker over Kansas City. Wow.
and we've been out, yeah. So a lot of things have to happen, but they aren't
I,
impossible things.
yeah, that's. I mean, I don't think that's a lot, right? The Bengals are still fighting for a playoff spot, and
Right.
then the
The
Chargers
the
in the
Chargers could
final
play
week
spoiler.
would
Right, they could
be
play
that
spoiler.
team that like doesn't just lose the game and instead they win and like messes up their draft position.
Right,
So of course the
right.
Chargers are down to do that. And then the Raiders if they keep on winning. Back to Antonio Pierce crying on national television when talking to Lisa Salters. He did not want to be on camera. Like he was
No,
ready to like be done with
yeah,
that
go back and be
interview
with
and
his
just be
guys.
like,
Yep.
well, I don't know about being with his guys, but I feel like he was very aware and maybe insecure about crying on like
TV.
TV or like not wanting to show that, not wanting to
Right, right.
share
I
that
see.
part, like privacy. But then was it Lisa Salters?
I
She
think
was
it was.
like, I see the emotion. You know, I can really tell it's
Yeah.
getting to you. Use your words to describe that emotion. And he's like, you know, we just played a really good game. You know, we did what we were supposed to do. We believe in ourselves. Yeah, I'm out. And then she was like, okay, thank you. And he's like, okay, bye, we're done.
Yeah.
And went off. But congratulations on the win, 20-14, uh, in Kansas City, GEHA
In Kansas
Field.
City.
That's crazy.
Man,
Arrowhead Stadium. That shit was loud. So shout out
it
to you
was.
guys
You could
for.
tell. Yeah, you could tell. I mean, and I'm not here saying we won this game and AP like solved all the problems, because there's still a lot of problems with the team, like positional wise, and you might need a new offensive coordinator because the offense wasn't having it today. Give it up to Zeus. He had 145 yards on the ground, subbing in for Josh Jacobs, who apparently has it might be a clot problem in his ankle when he injured it. So, they're taking it pretty serious. He's missed the past 3 games. So, but, they had the guy step up. Even Abdul, man, he stepped up big today too. So, yeah, offense needs a little work, but for a defense that was getting shitted on pretty early in the season, man, they've been locking it down. Yo, stop playing with my man Jack Jones, man. Come on, baby.
Yo, what a
Stop
dick.
playing, dog. Stop playing. And this goes back to how certain people inspire, like Jack Jones, I'm pretty sure is a great player. He was in New England, didn't play inspired ball. And I can't tell you if because it was Belichick or his positional coach or his coordinator, but he wasn't doing much out there. Even got into a little off field trouble. Take it back to, and he's traded, or the Raiders pick him up. I think off of waivers. I think it was signed him, and he goes back to a coach who he played for in high school at shout out to Long Beach Poly, where a lot of great ballers came out from. A lot of great guys who played ball. Played for Pierce there in Poly. Followed Pierce over to ASU, and at both places where Antonio Pierce was his coach, he played really great ball. And now that he's back with the Raiders, again, you get like the potential that the Patriots saw now, they're seeing it on the field. That's crazy. They're seeing it play out on the field. Patriots must have been like, what the hell? What the hell's going on? But man, and then I had to say today, I personally thought it was funny. I'm an asshole. But when he handed the ball to the kid and pulled it back,
That's what I'm saying,
after,
man. Wow. He was going to give it
but
to an opposing fan, kid,
yo,
sitting in the crowd,
wait.
and then pull it right back.
This is the thing though. So they have a closer video of it. As he's handing the kid the ball, there's a grown man that's trying to come over the kid and take the ball. That's why he actually
Uh,
pulls the ball away. But it's too late now. Media got a hold of that first clip and they're running with it. And so, yeah. But
so
yeah,
you're going to
man,
run with it?
I'm gonna run with it. I know what
Raider
he's doing, but
behavior?
I'm still gonna say Raider behavior, even though I know it wasn't like on purpose. But yo, fuck them kids.
Wait, are you in your car?
I am.
Do you have a car light?
I do.
Can you say fuck them kids with the car light on so I can post it?
Bruh, if you a Kansas City fan, you a kid, fuck them kids.
It's typical Raider behavior. Oh, you
Hey
feeling good?
man.
2 more wins, 2 more Kansas City losses, and you guys could be in the AFC West. Watching the number one versus number one game in on Monday Night Football tonight. The Ravens versus the Niners. The Niners. Brock Purdy had 4 interceptions in the first 3 quarters before exiting with a stinger. And the Ravens end up winning 33-19, moving up to 12-3, dropping the Niners down to 11-4, which I think is tied for with the Eagles, who are also 11-4 after their win
Right.
today versus the Giants.
So
Big win for
yeah,
Baltimore. What do you think this does for like the Ravens narrative and probably the Lamar MVP case?
So starting off with the Ravens narrative, I personally barring the Raiders not making the playoffs or the Super Bowl, of course, I'm that fan. I'm also real, but yeah, Raiders first. Raiders San Francisco Super Bowl is what I predict. But as a fellow analyst to you, Lance, my pick for Super Bowl right now, even now, is Ravens 49ers Super Bowl. So
Oh,
the
okay.
Ravens, they're scrappy, man. They're not as flashy as San Francisco, but the two teams kind of mirror each other defensively. Like they get after the ball. They both have a linebacker in the middle that is amazing. Roquan Smith and Fred Warner are two of the best, if not two of the best linebackers in the league, leading their defenses. And yeah, I like the Ravens. Scrappy team, man. And then right into the MVP race. I like Lamar Jackson as an MVP. I don't think he's gonna get it. I don't even think Purdy would have gotten it. I don't care what people say. I don't view Purdy as a MVP, but again, I don't work for the NFL, so personally, I
Yo,
don't
those
view Purdy.
MVP, he was like the favorite. Like everyone else, if you bet $100, you would make like 400 if they won. Him, you had to bet 250 to win 100. Like he was minus 250, the clear favorite. After this game, I feel like that flips in favor of Lamar Jackson. Like Lamar had a
I
great
think
game
so too.
today, and he's got a lot less talent around him. At least, like, I mean, the Niners have a bunch of all pros, Pro
No,
Bowlers,
yeah,
Kittle,
definitely,
Christian
definitely.
McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, everybody like Trent Williams, who also exited with an injury. I'm not exactly sure what the Trent Williams injury was, but he was walking around the
Uh,
sideline without
he was
his
embarrassed.
helmet.
He's,
What
yeah,
happened?
he's that's another diva. That's another diva. He thought he was gonna win today, come out and beat people up. They didn't, and now he want to stand on the sideline and
Oh, he's
no,
not
yeah,
injured?
it didn't look like it to me. Walking up and down that sideline.
Well, I'm gonna Google it. Yeah, without Trent Williams, I mean the Niners like the camera was on the Niners huddle, and I didn't recognize any of the offensive linemen's names.
Well,
Like I
they
didn't.
lost both their tackles today. Both their starting tackles they were injured today. So they
Trent
had two
Williams
backup.
groin injury,
Mm,
according to Twitter, and Adam
okay,
Schefter. Damn. Okay.
okay. Look, man, I like Lamar as the MVP because for sure, if he goes down, I don't know where the Ravens are. And it's not because he's like putting up like astronomical numbers, because Purdy's probably putting up better numbers right now, to be honest.
Yes. Yes.
Passing, and he's not even out there like doing Jalen Hurts, running the ball and leading the team rushing. What he is doing is what people hate to hear, and he's not a game manager, but what he's doing is managing all these games. He's making the right plays. He's getting the first downs they need when they need them,
Who are you talking
and
about?
uh, Lamar Jackson.
Okay. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
because I know he is a game changer for sure. And when I was talking to my brother-in-law, shout out to my guy Yavo Louis, who's one of the bigger San Francisco fans I know, but also a real San Francisco fan. There was no excuses today when we were watching the game. He liked the loss because it said it humbles them as a team, and they need to get back to doing those things. But we're talking today, and yeah, like Lamar Jackson just, he's evolved from the quarterback that he was when he was asking for all that money, and then like, we saw the flash and everything like that, and him trying to get like 150 yards running in the game, 350 passing. No, now he understands the game more, or it seems to me that he understands the game a lot more, a lot better. He's able to put his team in these winning positions, and that's why I think Lamar Jackson is the MVP, because he really does make that team go. Like they're a running team. Everybody knows there's a running team, but there's not too many teams that you can say if they lose their quarterback as a running team that they're probably done for the season. So I don't think anybody can run the offense for the Baltimore Ravens like he does. So that's why I believe he is our MVP.
Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, 66% completion rate, 222 yards a game, 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 96 and a half passer rating. Brock Purdy, 70%, so plus 4. 50 more yards a game at 271. He has 12 more touchdowns and the same number of interceptions. And he has a better passer rating by like 20 points. So statistically, Brock Purdy, definitely the number one team in the NFC. But after this head-to-head matchup, definitely think that's going to change. And, the narrative, the stories, and the voting is going to put Lamar kind of in that favorite spot for MVP.
I think so,
And,
for sure.
And I think a big point of that, too, is that his supporting cast also seems less all-star like, too. Because you're talking about a rookie, Odell Beckham Jr., Odell Beckham Jr.,
Isaiah Likely, who you've never really heard of as a tight end.
Right. Mark Andrews has been injured.
Right.
Ronnie Stanley only plays half of the game. He's rotating in and out. I see a lot of Daniel Fa'alele, so that's pretty dope. The Mountain 6.
It is. It's cool to see them both play.
Right tackle, flipping in there. But yeah, the Ravens now number one in the NFL. I think the best record in the NFL, best record in the AFC, and can win if they win out. I think they play the Dolphins next, which is also a big story because the Dolphins clinched this week with a win versus the Cowboys. What was that? 22-20, really close one, really good game. Or am I thinking about the Chargers game? No. But the Dolphins won their game versus the Cowboys, clinch, but also have a chance to win the number one seed in the NFL because they have a game against the Ravens, who they can tie and then take the tiebreaker and head-to-head, and then they have a game against the Bills. So if the Dolphins win out, they can get the number one seed. But their game, let's see, who did they play? The Cowboys. Tua was like, I want to say basic, but consistent, good. 24-37, 293 yards and a touchdown. Raheem Mostert, 46 yards. Tyreek Hill, 99 yards. He's not going to get to 2,000, but at least the Dolphins are in the playoffs, whether that be a wild card spot if they lose out or the number one seed if they win out. Oh, man, that's going to be really good to see Tua in postseason, even though my mom's no longer a fan of the team because HBO shows all the cursing.
Look, man, before I start talking about Tua, I'm put on a hot take because we're Polynesian, and us Polynesians, we're all about supporting each other when it comes to things like this. But me and my brother-in-law were talking. It seemed like all these top quarterbacks were off this week. Like Tua was off, man. Tua was off. Like he had throws that were so far away from the receiver, like for no reason. On they played Saturday.
Yes, Sunday.
Okay, yeah. They're like I don't know. It didn't look like Tua. It looked like he had, I don't know if he was pressured or, something, he had his mind somewhere else, but he seemed off. Purdy looked off today. Hurts looked a little off. Like, it looked like all the top quarterbacks, even Dak, they just, like, they weren't themselves this week. It was weird. And now back to Tua, man. Like, honestly, Tua was trash on Sunday. I'm sorry, man. I was watching the game. I know the stats say a little bit otherwise, but it's not and I'm not saying Tua throws for like 400 yards a game, but he's accurate. That's what he's known for. And He was not accurate. He definitely was not accurate on Sunday. Like, and he just looked like he didn't know what he was doing sometimes out there. Like he was just lost. Like, I don't know. So,
what, like not seeing his reads or just not hitting them, the timing, or
the timing was off for sure, because that's another thing he's known for. People talk about again his arm strength. They want to play, tell him that he doesn't have great arm strength. Okay, fine, but his timing, no one could talk about his timing because it seemed like he's the one quarterback that had perfect timing with his receivers, and they looked like they weren't on the same page the whole day Sunday. And like some of the reads he was making too, like he couldn't make them. He was holding the ball too long. So I don't know what it was, but good thing they came out with the win because they have an amazing kicker who kicked them to a victory.
Bro, it's Micah Parsons.
Oh man. Oh, he was heated. He was making plays on Sunday, but like I think there was a roughing the passer where it was him and it looked like he really was about to go after the ref. Like I was like, bro, if this was the NBA, you'd have had 2 techs by now.
Yeah, you can't go after the refs, but I mean, Michael Parsons definitely that one. It looked like he made the contact on his second step, and I think they're supposed to give you,
no,
3
that's
or second
definitely
steps.
yeah. It was his second step, and he didn't have to extend his arm and push through. Like he was really trying to hit Tua, not hurt him, but like you could tell he was trying to let Tua know like you about to get hit all game. So, but it's Michael Parsons. We're probably going to hear about it on his podcast tomorrow or today. Actually, he probably put it out already. So I'm probably going to go back and look at that. I like him as a podcaster. You know what I mean? He's not one of those guys. He's not ever really biased on there.
Nice.
And then he talks a lot about good stuff about football. So
he breaks it all down.
Yeah, it's hard to watch. Like, yeah, you're right. I mean, Parsons is a guy you definitely are looking at across the field when you're playing him. Like, your eye is always going to be on Parsons if he's on the other team for sure. I just feel I don't know if he had that much to do with how off the timing was for Tua and his receivers. So, yeah.
See, the Ravens are 11-3. The 12-3. The Dolphins are 11-4. Kansas City Chiefs 9-6. Jacksonville Jaguars 8-7. That's your 4 division leaders right now. Cleveland Browns look like they're going to get a playoff spot. The Buffalo Bills, I think, have a 76% chance at a playoff spot. So that 7th and final wild card in the AFC currently has the Indianapolis Colts in it, but the Raiders play them next week, so they'll have another loss.
Yeah.
Also 8-7 and tied with those number 7 seed Colts are the Houston Texans, Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals. And the Bengals play the Chiefs next, so they'll be trying to keep up and stay in the playoff hunt, although they're kind of getting in the back there, So we do see the Denver Broncos kind of falling towards the back, and if they can't win in the final game against the Raiders, then that'll be decided. As far as the NFC playoff rankings, the Niners, Eagles, Lions, and Cowboys have clinched playoff spots. And divisions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are or right now the Cowboys are probably going to be the 5 seed, the wild card, because even if they do tie with the Eagles, they will lose a tiebreaker. And then the NFC South and the 4 seed are still up in the air. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers kind of got a hold on that at 8-7, and then the Falcons and the New Orleans Saints are 7-8, and can also make the playoffs and host a playoff game if they win the NFC South division. But right now, Baker Mayfield looks like he's comfortable, really doing a good job of getting them situated. And especially in a division that's not winning a lot, at least winning enough to get a playoff spot.
Right. He looked good. He looked good today. He gave them a chance. He gave them the chances to win today. Like, he put them in really good positions today. So,
all right, it wasn't just like him not making mistakes. You're saying he was a positive.
Yeah, like definitely. He looked good today. Like, if you're a Baker Mayfield fan, this is the Baker that you wanted to see, like, consistently. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, good for Baker.
And then in the NFC, the final 2 playoff spots, the 2 wild cards, 6 and 7, are the Los Angeles Rams and Seattle Seahawks, respectively. And then those 2 teams are a full game ahead of the rest of the NFC teams that are in the hunt: the Vikings, the Falcons, the Packers, and the Saints, many who lost this week, and are a full game behind with only 2 weeks left to play. Man, only 2 weeks left in the whole season, or in the whole regular season, before we get to playoffs and stuff. Are you in any fantasy playoffs or postseason games?
Man, you just had to hurt my feelings.
Just wanted to bring it up.
No, I was in a semifinal and I lost today, man. None of my guys wanted to show up today. Tough. So I end up losing in the semifinal in the league that I was still in contention for the championship in. So now I'm just consolation game. But I mean, I can win third, so I think that's my money back. So not bad, not bad, not bad.
In the Ballinesian League, see, we have AJ and Mason. Mason looks like he's going to take it. 148 points scored over the 122, and then Will McCoy is going to advance also over Matt, who had a bunch of guys in this. I feel like this final
Yeah,
game: Lamar
he was
Jackson,
waiting for
AJ
them.
Brown.
Yeah, he was looking for them to really score for him today. But as
Yes.
they're talking to us now, we now know they didn't come up for him. Sorry, Matt. Congratulations to Will and Mason. Man,
Yeah.
great. That's great. Yeah, I think Will might still be alive in the league that we're also in together. That he's the commissioner of. So hats off to my guy. If
Nice, nice.
drinks are on you, man. If you win both leagues, so
And then in the pod league, we had Thomas advance over Eri, and it looks like Mac with a 4-point win over Cephas team. Damn. Justin Fields, 25 points. Christian McCaffrey, 25 points. Rashard White, 19 points. Okay. We see it. So the championship there is going to be Thomas versus Mac. So congratulations to
nice.
them. And then in Shane's league, so I can say something. I advanced to the championship versus David.
Yay!
Shout out to David for taking down Eric, who was like plus 230 for first like most points scored. He scored 1,729 points, and I think I was second with 1,577. So we had like 150 plus 150 on the whole league. My gosh! But David took him out because he had a really tough showing from a bunch of his stars. 6 points from Purdy, 7 points from Samuel, 6 points from Kamara, 6 points from Trey McBride, 2 points from Dustin Hopkins. Yeah, so it's going to be a championship game.
Congratulations, man. Go get it.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I think David's got Mahomes, so let's go Bengals. Come on, Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, so that's where the NFL standings are at the end of week 16 and Christmas. It's that weird time between Christmas and New Year's Eve when it feels like nothing really gets done. You're just kind of waiting for the new year to start. Any tips on how to handle this time or anything you plan to do before New Year's?
Man, are you talking about like football or just like in
Oh,
general?
life. No, life. Yeah. Sure.
Oh man, continue to enjoy the people around you who enjoy being around you. You know, and I'm not saying like don't hang around other people. I'm just saying you can go hang around other people and still feel shitty. Like that's up to you. But when you do get around a bunch of people that genuinely enjoy your company and you enjoy theirs, man, enjoy it as much as you can. And if it's family, even better. Hard for me to say that because me and my family were tight knit. I mean, we're not. It's not all everyday roses and just sunshine, but like, yeah, we grew up tight. So me and my family, I always rock with them. And then, yeah, just enjoy the time, man. There's not a lot of it if you think about it. As a kid, you think things are long and like you have so much time to do this and that. And then once you get older, you realize, man, even 100 years, that's not long. You know, if you live to see 100, that's not too long, man. New Year's coming. Whatever you have that's hanging inside of you on your shoulders, that's old, toss that shit out before you get into the new year, man. Don't take anything, none of your problems from 2023 into 2024. Let it all go. If you're mad at somebody, if you're frustrated with something you're not, getting or achieving, just change your mindset going into 2024. Is definitely a new year, obviously, but it's a new time for you. New season, man. It's a new season. That's what you're going into. Don't take any of this old negative crap with you into the new season. Leave it behind.
He said, "Yeah, drop the baggage, let
There
it
you go.
go, forgive Forrest." Okay.
yo, yo. If we are beefing, and I don't know, I'm probably oblivious to it because I don't think I'm beefing with anybody.
Yeah, same.
you know,
Like,
uh, and but if we are, hurry up and say sorry to me before the new year. No, I'm kidding. Hey, if we are, man, let bygones be bygones. Whatever you have against me, I'm sorry. Whatever, if it seems like I have something against you, I really don't. I don't. There's no one I should be beefing with right now. There's no one I know of.
yeah.
No hard feelings towards anybody. If you listen to the podcast and you're not a Raiders fan, I even love you, man. Even you KC fans, even
Except
you
for you,
KC fans.
except for you children in Kansas City who are
Except
fans
for
of the
you
Chiefs.
children except for you guys who are trying to make my guy look bad, Jack Jones. Yo, you want the ball? Get your own, loser.
Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see if the Chiefs lose it versus the Bengals and the Raiders win versus the Colts. It's gonna be. I can't imagine Raider Nation's just like ready to win the title, to like turn Antonio Pierce into the permanent head coach, figure out how that's
Man,
going to move forward, and I don't
gotta
know,
happen. Gotta
because
happen.
I feel like Aiden O'Connell is not talented enough to like
No, not
be
at
that
all.
guy yet. But
Not at
maybe
all.
they'll sign him to like a big long-term contract and like mess up the whole roster and overpay for him and not be able to draft like a really good guy. I don't know. I wish all the success to the Raiders, and I hope the Chargers keep losing because the
hey,
Chargers have the fifth pick right now.
hey, man, if you're a Chargers fan, before we head into 2024, let it go, man. It was only 63 points. You guys are good, man. You're about to,
Oh,
you're about to
oh!
get a. Hey, we
I
did
forgot
you a
about that.
favor, man. We did you a favor, man. Now
True.
you guys get the coach you deserve. You know what I
Hopefully,
mean? We brought that to you guys, man.
That's
Uh,
that's that's the other thing. Like it's like now that the opening is there, but we still got to time that opening with the availability of a coach who's going to do the damn thing. So if that's Bill Belichick, if that's Jim Harbaugh, if that's somebody else that is going to come in and really turn the organization into what it needs to be, a winning standard of excellence, someone that expects to win, that expects to dominate, enforce their offense, like their defense, lock down anybody else. You got to adjust to us type shit. Then we got to make that happen. But
hey, look,
there's some
man.
big names out there.
I for sure I'm gonna be super happy when you guys hire Urban Meyer. But
Ugh,
my
ugh,
my
ugh,
suggestion
ugh.
to you is go the AP route. Go out there, ask Sean Merriman to come in and interview for the
Oh
job,
hell no!
and let Sean Merriman be your head coach out there, man.
I hate Sean. Well, I mean, I'm sure Sean Merriman would be interested in that. I feel like I've seen him on a bunch of shows and stuff. I'm glad that he's like speaking out and giving his like experience and
Hell yeah, lights out, baby. You
oh
know,
yeah.
everybody thought he was turning off the lights in those in that celebration, but what he was really doing was putting the steroids into his arm when he was doing that.
Well, allegedly. Any shout outs for this Christmas week going
Oh
into New
man,
Year's, week before New Year's?
shout out to everybody. First, the positive. Shout out to everybody, man. Whether you rock with us or not, but we love you for sure. If you rock with us, of course we love you if you
What's
don't.
this?
We love you if you don't, I guess. But yo, if you're rocking with us, if you rock with the show, we double love you, man, because man, you know what I mean? It's not easy to like I give props to everybody who has like a successful podcast that we know of. Like, uh, it's not an easy job. You got to find the time to do it because it definitely isn't our main thing. We don't get paid to do this, but we love to do it. And I'm not
Yeah.
complaining that we don't get paid to do it right now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's like even if you're not getting paid, it's still a difficult thing to do. Like it always brings me and Lance like and Mike who's on the show with us and E Rod who sponsors us and is also on the show. It brings us joy when people be like, "Yo, man, that was dope," and they talk about not just tell us like, "Oh, man, we heard you on the show last night. It was great." Like, I don't know if you read it or listened to it or saw it, but when you say things like, "Oh, man, it was great," and they break down what we were talking about on the show, when we hear that, man, that's great to us, man, because we really know like that. Hey, he really listened to the show. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the criticism, like you criticize the show, it's because you watched it or listened. That's dope. That's dope. So shout out to you guys and everybody else who's trying to do something to be better in the new year. Man, always 100% behind all of that, man. Always 100% behind that. So love to
Yeah.
everybody, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
love to everybody.
if you have comments or like good stuff or encouragement about the show, definitely
Please,
send that to us. Post like hit us up, like send a DM, whatever. If
yeah,
you have problems, issues, criticisms, you can email us. Uh,
right. You can email us. I mean, if you know us
Ballinesian at
personally,
gmail.com.
right. If you
Don't
know us
post that.
personally, you
Hey,
you
you
have
come
our
talk
you
to
have our
us. You
socials.
come talk to us.
You have our socials. You can go ahead and hit us in the text, in the DMs, in the messages or whatever. Let us have it. So yeah. And then on the less positive note, man, there's been a lot of loss in the past
Man.
months alone. So we had another one, I think today or last night. If you guys are familiar with Mike Napoleon from American Samoa, um, he lost his battle with cancer just recently. I think it was today. One of his best friends, my guy Chris, if you guys know Chris, and I met these guys through like Tamiano Gurr, they were Alex Zodiacal. They were really a tight knit group, fun guys to be around. Mike was one of those guys too that was like it was hard not to like Mike. You know what I mean? Mike was a good guy.
Right.
Just a great guy, and it's sad to hear that he did lose young man, way too early for him, man. In us as human beings, we see that way too early for us. I'm sure, like Chris said, God does always take the best ones because He has some in store, in plan for them. We don't know what it is, and it's not meant for us to understand. It's meant for us to have faith in it. So, our faith, Mike is out here doing something great for God, and it's another tough loss for people who knew Mike personally. So, he's a great guy. Always had a word of encouragement for you. Funny guy, man. You know, and just a tough loss. So, yep. Shout out to Mike and his family and everybody who knew Mike. Um, hope there's better days for you. Hope you guys are able to grieve the way you're supposed to, and as soon as you're done, what I mean, settling in with your grief, you're able to start healing as well. Grieving is linear. It's never ending, because it looks different every day, but also it's also time to heal through all of that. It's got to be both. You can't just grieve all the time. So, but I hope you start grieving when you need to as soon as you can, so that way you can also start to heal a little bit from it. So, amen.
Amen. Yeah. Fuck cancer.
Yes.
Wow. We don't have that figured out. Shit. Yeah,
Right. We get
rest in love to Mike.
amen.
Definitely a good guy, a great friend, um, and also to his family.
Yep.
And you know, yeah, that definitely sucks. Um, that's gonna wrap our episode. We're gonna be doing a couple short ones for Christmas and New Year's. It's around the holidays, so we do want to update the NFL playoff races because it is time sensitive right after the week and everything updates, but also um, yeah, we're taking more time for the family here around the holidays, but yeah, expect a week 17 recap. Once being forced, take a look at our schedules.
Yo,
Um, and yeah, we'll definitely be doing that. And every week throughout the playoffs, hoping to get some more different fans on. Shout out to Meezy, who hit us up as a Niner fan, Giri's cousin, who's also said he's down to come on. But let's see how the Niners are closing out. The Raiders have a chance to make it to the AFC West championship.
believe,
Uh,
believe.
the Chargers have a chance to get a top 5 pick. Baby, it's all lining up. 2024. Let's freaking go. Uh, yeah, also shout out to Lavassa Island Apparel,
Yes,
Brother
sir.
Uri. Merry Christmas to everybody out there in Modesto, and to everybody listening. Happy holidays, and yeah, we'll see you guys. Damn, it's gonna be 2024 the next time we post an episode.
Right.
So,
We'll see
so
you
this
next
is
year.
our final episode of 2023. Yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you guys next year. Yeah, stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay balling, love and light. Peace.
Cheese.